Yeah, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zah back at you real quick. Y'all saw it. But anyways, man, as you can see, my shirts in the background, I did get a lot of them printed. So if you really want them, I know there's a lot of people that say they want something, but they don't do it. But shout out to the ones that have been actually purchasing. These are new, so you know what I mean. If you want some more, get at me. A lot of people have been purchasing, not this mask in particular. A few have got this, but mostly this one right here. I wanted to break something down real quick. To let people know this is not, in fact, well, this is not a podcast. This is not my podcast. My podcast is Zah versus everyone, and that one's gonna be along the line of the last two videos that I put out. A lot of controversy, some conspiracy, some politics, just all around subjects. You know, I see something, you know, that's wrong, I'm gonna speak about it, but I'm gonna also give it to people the way I feel like I need to give it to them, because the way social media works now, a lot of things are candy coated, a lot of things are sugar coated. You know what I mean? A lot of things are watered down because the people in general can't really take the full blunt of you just being raw and just stating it how you state it. But if anybody has known about this channel since day one, I've always told you what I represent, have rolled for it 113%, but I've also given it back to my particular group when they do something that just makes absolutely no sense, or try to help somebody change certain things about themselves, or give them a view of exactly what's to come if you continue going down a certain line. But that has nothing to do with what I'm gonna talk about today. What I really want to talk about today is the fact that, RIP George Floyd. You know what I mean? A lot of people already know that that's the guy that died because a cop kneeled on his neck. Some people are on social media just basically exposing the fact that they're racist. But if anybody think that 2020 has changed anything, racism is strong and it's alive. And for the people that like to align themselves with particular cats, understand that at the end of the day, they see you along the same lines as a lot of other people see. You know what I mean? And we won't get too far into it. But basically what I want to touch on, because there was a video that came out today, and it was, I'm assuming it was today because they had sent it to me. I think I forgot it from my mom and a few homies, but they had sent it to me. The dude Killer Mike out of Atlanta. I don't really know particularly too much about him or what he's into. I just know that his voice stands out, and a lot of people seem to be paying attention because I'm hearing things such as Mike for president, you know what I mean? But it's Zah for president, 2020, 20 something one. But I listened to his message, and he was basically, just to break down what he was saying, it was just basically like, if you're going to do something, be organized, think about it. Have a place to where you can congregate and really strategize on exactly what you need to do. Right now in Los Angeles and a lot of different places, people are angry, and the angst is taking them to places that they really don't need to be. But understand, in this particular war, because it's basically a war right now. Now you got the National Guard and came in and basically going to shut it down under certain rule. You know what I mean? But it's basically a war on the street, and people are seem like they're ready to fight it. But understand, it's like if you don't strategize and you're not real strategic on exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to accomplish it, you end up in the same situation that you were in when the first riots, no, actually the second riots, when they tried to kick up dust in LA again, but the National Guard was called, and this time it shut it down. So there wasn't no wide, looting everywhere. It's just people realize, like, if we go out and try to loot, they're going to knock us down. So that's the situation in some places right now. But in Los Angeles, it's just, we're used to turning up, you know what I mean? New York is used to turning up. You got all these places turning up, but at the end, a lot of the businesses that are being destroyed are businesses that's in your community, people that are trying to rise up out of your community to be something greater. Now, don't get me wrong, for those who sympathize for that cop that did what he did, their business deserve to get torn down, and people might find that I won't say revolutionary, because there's nothing revolutionary about the fact that I'm stating facts. For anybody that sympathize for that cop, they should be facing a lot of different things. You know what I mean? That people's angst should be faced at them. You know what I mean? Because you got people on social media right now that have nothing really good to say about blacks in general or any race, because they feel that we are inferior to them. You know what I mean? And this is not, race versus race. It's just some stupid people out there feel that they're better than others. And it shows, because on social media, they would throw their reputation, everything away to back a cop that they have nothing to do with. But, they in turn say the same thing about us when guys are out there on the street rioting and tearing stuff up for a person that they don't know. But they don't understand that this has been going on so long. There's been angst building up, and now people are starting to pop. Now they got a reason to hit the street and do what they do. But there's a downside to it. You know what I mean? I won't go as far as like Big Boy said today. Like, he said something along the line that this increases gentrification. They've been doing that for the longest time, and they don't really need us to do it. They got their little, the people that hide amongst us that are basically cops themselves, and they do certain things and incite certain things in order to get us to do things that they want us to do, and only increases that view of us as animals. That's all they see. LA has always been seen as animals. Certain parts like Chicago and areas that have seen gang violence as strong as they have and still see it, the people that see them as animals. They want disruption. They want us to be chaotic. They want us to tear up everything that we have so they can come in and buy up everything. And that's not gentrification. It's just smart business. You know what I mean? It's like, if you cannot govern yourself, we will govern you. That's how they see it. People are so blinded by politics right now. It's got nothing to do with politics. It's a simple fact that they want unrest, and they're getting it because people have played right into their hand. Like, when you see cops' cars burning and all that, I'm not going to say I understand it, but I understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's one of those things that probably needed to happen. People need to get their frustration out. I don't believe that every cop is bad, but I'm not going to sit here and defend them because they wouldn't defend me. You know what I mean? It's like, we have been on opposite side of the fence for so long that there's no really, it's not like I'm going to go kick it with no cop. Like, it's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's one of those. But what I'm trying to tell people is to pay attention. Like, I understand you can tear up whatever you want. Nobody can really stop you. Nobody can really tell you nothing. But don't listen to these rich politicians and rich stars try to tell you how to run you. They don't live the same world as you. A lot of these cats got money, and they're in a position to where they don't have to actually go out and get their hands dirty. So don't allow them to pump you up to do something that they're not gonna do themselves. And that's just plain and simple fact. Like, and that's not being negative. It's just, why would I listen to somebody in Beverly Hills tell me to go tear up something when they're not going to come down off their throne to do it themselves? If anything, I'm telling you, sit back and plan things. It's like the dude Killer Mike said. You know what I mean? He said it. His speech was just so like impressive, and it hit like different levels of a fucker's being, you know what I mean? Because he was just straight out. He had no problem being vulnerable at the fact that he's hurting that they killed dude. We sat there and watched them kill dude. They don't have to be your family members to understand the plight of a human being, to understand that man was taking his last breath with some weirdo on his neck. People saw the face expressions of the cop. He didn't care. Why? Because at the end he was going home, and that dude was gonna die. And that's what a lot of them, they get these complexes in their head. They get frustrated. They feel like they've been slighted, and they act out. And unfortunately, when they act out, there's no real consequences to it because they always had that level of protection. So, like, when I talk to you, I'm not telling you to go out and do anything. If anything, I would say take care of the business that's in your community. And if you're going to be tearing up something, go tear up something in Beverly Hills or something along that lines, because then that's something that hits their pockets. When you tear up stuff in your neighborhood, it hits your pockets. It hits the ilotera and these people that have like small restaurants and stuff, and you tear them up. It's like, now they got to start from ground up, and a government that you're fighting against is not going to turn around and help them unless they got insurance, but it might not cover, their insurance might not cover certain things. So basically the trucks and everything that you tore up, they can't cop that back. So they're going to be hurting. So a lot of spots that you did go to as a child, or maybe just start going to, they're going to be closed. Right now, COVID has been pushed to the background, but you notice they're starting to say COVID now is like, it's increased since people have been out there rioting like that. Like people that's rioting are going to the hospital and be like, hey, I'm sick. You know what I mean? It's just like it ain't adding up. And that's not to say COVID don't exist, but it's just not adding up. But if you see Killer Mike's video, watch it, man. Understand that he's just saying what it is. Like I heard Big Boy today say something along the lines that you're tearing your own. You know, he tried to be for the people, but also, you know, to maintain a certain level, because he is in the, you know, he's in social media like high up there, so he got to be really careful what he says. But the way things are now, you can't play both sides. It's either you with them or you against them. Either you the problem or either you the solution or you the problem. You know, basically. So when I talk about it, I'm just saying like this, man. Understand that everything you do right now is gonna come back on you. It's just the way it is. All them people that rioted in when the riots came out the first time, a lot of them people went to jail because the cops just watched the camera, came back and picked them up. And it's going to be like that. So understand, everything you do right now is most likely going to come back on a lot of you. And don't get scavenger. Like if you're going to go out and you're going to do what you're going to do, don't be a scavenger and start taking from the people next to you. Because I've seen that on camera. Dudes are basically about to start fighting in the street over something that another person dropped. Like it's just... Don't become that. If you're gonna sit down and you're gonna help each other, then help each other. You know what I mean? But don't be a scavenger. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're out there for you too, and it don't matter white, black, green, yellow. They're all out there. You know what I mean? So just think about it when you tearing stuff up. You know what I mean? And realize some of them people that you're looting in store probably won't be able to bounce back, which is gonna cause even more homelessness in Los Angeles. So I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just telling you, just know that there's consequences to what you do. And continue to fight the good fight. You know what I mean? And for the people that support my channel, look, man, I'm not going to water my stuff down, but understand they're going to demonetize a lot of stuff because a lot of stuff that I'm starting to talk about is too controversial. So when you buy my shirts, these Zods, my face masks, and my hats, that supports the channel. I know some people start Patreon. I don't feel like my channel is big enough for that right now. But I who knows? You know, I might need that after a while. But you know, that's nothing I'm really looking at right now. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go because I've been all around the map with it. But I just wanted to put my voice out there real quick and just let you know, man, to be safe and protect yourself and keep vigilant, because it ain't only the cops doing their thing. Oh, the reason I tell you to watch out is because the one that started the riot out there, not in LA, but the epicenter of everything, he was a cop. And then Oakland got cops out there acting like they're out there rioting, but they're turning around. They're just basically trying to follow you and see what you do, follow you home, maybe arrest you there. But just don't trust nobody. Be aware of your surroundings and understand that a lot of them people that's with you, some of them is cops. Some of the people mingling amongst you don't got your best interest in hand. So just be careful on what you say and what you do, and keep your face covered, most part. And on that note, I'm your boy Zod, and I'll catch you later.